Hi, my name is James Tong, and this is my wife Connie Tong. We're happy to be here today to share a little bit about our story with COVID-19 as it relates to the pandemic. We are both frontline healthcare workers, so we'd love to share what God has been doing through our lives during this time.
Hello, my name is Connie. So I've been a pediatric nurse for about 15 years, and I would say probably in the most recent wave, COVID got really, really bad in our hospital, and I started to have experience floating into the COVID world, and I place pediatric PICC lines usually, and because it got so bad, they asked the nurses that any nurses that were able to help go to the adult COVID world. So James and I are part of a Thursday night small group, a couples group, and we were sharing our experiences. And Pastor Scott asked us to kind of share our experiences as Christians at the front line and how our faith has kind of helped us throughout this journey. So working in COVID was a completely new experience in my 15 years of nursing. It was nothing. It was there. I've had moments of fear and moments of like discomfort, but we call it like entering the battle zone because of not only are you like wearing the gear of multiple layers of protection, we're filled with fear because there was just so much fear of the unknown of like what was going to happen to your patients. Were you going to get sick? So there was a lot of fear at the front line. But at the end of it, I think having a faith and being Christians really, really helped calm that fear. So that was my personal experience of going into the COVID world. And also, when you're faced with patients towards the end of their life, there were a lot of patients who passed away. And I will say that as my partner, one of my coworkers and I went into the room, she's also a Christian, so she actually would ask the patients who were scared, would you like me to pray with you? And so, praying, I think at the end of it was really, really important because that was something that as a Christian person at the front line that we had that would kind of I guess, comfort us and reassure the patients, the ones that were okay with it. We would pray with them. And it really, really, I think, gave comfort and peace to the patient and to us because we were encountering these new experiences that we had never encountered before. So that was, one of my experiences as a frontline worker who how Christianity and how having faith in religion helped, provide or help prove to me that like will be there. God will be there and, take care of his children. So it really provided a lot of comfort for the patients and for the staff.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. So, just so I'm a pediatric nephrologist, so a pediatric kidney doctor, and throughout my training, throughout my career, I have never I have not taken care of an adult patient since medical school. And so I'll share a couple of experiences. One, I'm also an administrator at our medical center, our hospital. And so being in those positions, you get a lot of people coming with concerns and fear. And just like Connie had mentioned, and I think God uses people in all different ways. And so, it's really hard to calm what is unknown or is calm that fear. But, through this experience, it's really taught me to be a better listener, to understand that no matter where you are, everyone is coming with different reasons for their fear. And for us as Christians, we should be able to listen to them, reflect with them, and just be there as a person for them. And I think that just helped a lot in terms of getting people to manage and continue to provide really good care. The second piece is more clinical, because the adult surge was so bad, all of our adult hospital people were being overworked, and there are so many patients. They actually had asked for any physicians to help from that standpoint. And so one of my responsibilities, or one of the jobs that I had, was I spent 3 nights in the hospital admitting or taking care of adult patients. And, again, mind you, this is not part of my training. And so it did create a lot of fear of am I good enough? Am I going to make a mistake? But, truth be told, God gives us strength in so many ways, and I was able to utilize the skills that I've learned. And so one of the most important parts of the work that I did when I was doing the overnights was, being able to talk to patients, being able to communicate plans to their families. And they were just so relieved to hear someone, because in the hospital, really only the patient can come in, no family members can come in, nobody else can come in. So it's like a black hole. And so with my training in pediatrics, talking to patients, very concerned patients, that really translated well to be able to connect with the families, to give them assurance, and to really know that their loved one was getting really good care. And so even though I was placed in a unfamiliar situation, or a situation that I was not experienced in, utilizing the tools that God has developed in us was really successful. And then at the end, it was such an enriching experience for me. Something that I tell people that, I get a lot out of this more than either the patients or anyone else. And so I'm really thankful and blessed to be able to be a part of this where I could be used, to help others. And that's really our calling, is even though there's so much fear around, being able to help others really is very satisfying and really fulfills what God has in store for us. And so finally, we just kind of want to end with just a Bible verse from Isaiah 41:10. And it says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." And so that we could, both of us, feel that every day as we go to work, and so are so thankful for God's strength. Thank you for the time.
Oh, and another story I wanted to add was I actually have a colleague of mine who, unfortunately, her whole family got sick with COVID, and her husband passed away. And something that was really touching for me, and was her faith at the time, because right as her husband was going into the hospital, he's a Sunday school teacher at their church, and he had made a joke with her, like, maybe they just they need a good Sunday school teacher on the other side. And then she laughed it off, and he went in, and she's been a nurse at our hospital for over 35 years. And her husband got admitted. They couldn't have any visitors. And so we were all really concerned and messaging her. And the night before he passed away, she texted me and said that she keeps telling her family that if it's her husband's time to go, nothing can keep him here. And if it's not his time, nothing can take him. God is in charge, and we trust him, whatever the outcome is. And so hearing her faith and strength during that time really, really was just uplifting for me, because, for someone who knows that her husband may pass away, and still have so much strength and belief and faith in God that it's his plan, really, I guess, made me feel comforted to be a Christian person at this time in this pandemic, to know that we have God's strength even in our most vulnerable times. So that was just a personal story that of someone that I knew that I wanted to share with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.